Hello students, we are at the last section, yes, last unit of our first session, that is the concept of the bond valuation. So what we will do here, we will try to understand some bond terminology, and we also uh, compute the price and yield to maturity of the coupon bond. So some terminology when you will know, you know what is the coupon bond, what is the maturity. So bond terminology is bond is basically, this is the debt portion of our balance sheet. Means when you take money from the public for any of your project, you raise a certificate or a instrument that is called bond, and normally this is long term, and it is because it's a certificate. So on the certificate there's mentioned the terms of the bond, that how much, because when you raise money, you lend money, you take money, borrow money from somebody, uh, you have to give some interest. So there is some interest you will pay at a fixed date annually. And it is also mentioned that the amounts and dates of all payments to be made. So maturity means when you will make the payments, it's mentioned there, and also the maturity date when you will return that loan back, and all the interest also paid. So every year normally you have uh, term means how long. Normally it's a long term, means it's minimum it's 5 year, 5 to 10, 15, 20, 30, up to 30 years, and in some cases maybe it's more than that. So this is the term and maturity date when you have to return the actual loan that you raise through giving that certificate. So these are some terminology. Face value, also known as par value or principal amount. Par value, face value is same thing, principal amount is same. Means whatever the value you are actually raising with that bond certificate. Notational amount used to compute interest payment. This face value is basically that value, or the par value is that value. On the basis of that you basically compute all the interest payments. Usually standard increments such as $1,000. Means when you will raise the money through public by issuing bond, so the bond will be in multiple, means like you will give a certificate of $1,000. So there's no in between 1,000 and then 2,000. If you are giving two certificates, which means it's a $2,000. So typically repaid at maturity. So whatever the face value, that face value is given when it matures. Matures means when the contract period ends. Whatever the contract you are making, so only the terminology is changed. This is the loan from the public, and maturity means when the contract end date it's mature. Now you have to repay the face value, and during the period you will pay the interest payments, and there is this set interest payment, and those interest payments are called coupons. So a coupon rate means what is a coupon rate? Set by the issuer and stated on the bond certificate. This is basically the rate. At what rate you will give the cost of that capital that you are raising through getting money from the public. So by convention expressed as an APR. So the amount of each coupon payment is CPM. So it's convention. So the annual payment for the coupon is APR, and the payment itself is called CPN. Huh? So coupon rate times face value and number of coupon payments per year. So it could be, it depends on the issuer what he will set. So whether the payment of interest will be done once in a year or twice in a year or 3 times in a year or 4 times in a year, it depends. So a different there. So coupon bonds pay face value at maturity. Already we have gone through this. Also make regular coupon interest payments. Coupon interest payments is coupon rate is basically this is the interest you are paying for raising that money. Two types of US, because we are referring back to a US book, American book. So two types of US Treasury coupon securities are currently traded in financial markets, and these are Treasury notes, original maturities from 1 to 10 years. So these are the types. Treasury note is have maximum maturity of 10 years, and Treasury bonds original maturity more than 10 years. So this is for example, like in US like this. We can also see in the Pakistani market what are the bonds issued. So return on the coupon bond comes from the difference between the purchase price and the principal value. It is the purchase price may be the lower than the principal value. Principal value, as we just see, is the face value or the par value that is written on the bond. But sometimes you can purchase it at a lower value, or sometimes you will purchase at a higher value. So periodic coupon payments. So these are the sources. These are the two sources for the return on the coupon bond. So to compute the yield to maturity, what you will get at the maturity of a coupon bond, we need to know the coupon interest payments, how many payment, and when they are paid. Their time must be known. As I have told you earlier that the time value of money at the core of the financial management course. So here we see that the coupon interest payments we are receiving at different point in times. So we will discount all those future coupon interest payments to the present value, and then we will find how much value we will get in the present if we buy a bond. So see, this is yield to maturity to a coupon bond. Cash flows shown in the timeline. So at the zero, mean at today you are giving some par value. This is minus P. Minus means it's going, and this is coming CPN. CPN coupon payments. These are the coupon payments, coupon interest payments at the end of the year 1, at the end of year 2, end of year 3, and at the end of year n, when the coupon when the bond matures, maturity date comes, then there is the coupon payment and the future value, means whatever price you have paid here, you will get here as a future value. So coupon bonds have many cash flows, complicating the yield to maturity calculation. So you have to see what are the interest rates during those years. So you have to discount back. The coupon payments are an annuity. So the yield to maturity is the interest rate y that solves the following equation. So annuity is basically it's a stream of cash flows for a larger period of time. Annuity you will study in the time value of money chapter, so you would know it. Here we are just taking the concept. So what is the annuity factor? Annuity factor is this: 1 over y, 1 minus 1 over 1 plus y whole power n. This is discount factor. So this is for annuity factor. So this is coupon payments, and you are multiplying with the annuity factor, and then you are also using the discount factor here with the future, whatever the value, par value you have paid, you will get in the future. So this is basically the formula for the yield to maturity of a coupon bond. So many things you might not understand at first glance, because this is just introduction of all topics. So you would know when you will study the bonds in detail. So coupon bound price quotes. Prices and yields are often used interchangeably. So yield is also called the price. Bond traders usually quote yields rather than prices. So they say what is the yield to maturity. One advantage is that yield is independent of the face value of the bond. When prices are quoted in the bond market, uh, bond markets are all normally traded in the same markets like the stock market, and once the bond issued, then these bonds also can change hands in the market like stocks. So when prices are quoted in the bond market, they are conventionally quoted per $100 face value. Means one bond is for $100. This is how we will value the bonds. So this is all about our first session. Hopefully you will get a good stuff and good grasp on the basic ideas of all these concepts. So good luck. We'll see in the next session. Thank you very much for your time.